Hi, we're Mina and Alex, and we live in a van. In our last episode, we left you in Condrieu in the midst of a big storm. In this episode, we travel down the Rhône Valley, alongside the river and through vineyards, making a stop at Crest.
It's a beautiful town with a castle at the top of the hill. We arrived in the late afternoon, found a place to park and set off on an evening walk. The next morning, we got up and went for a run along the cobble streets of Crest. We went all the way up the hill to the castle, which we found out was very, very steep.
We are at the top of the world in Crest.
Not quite at the top, because you have to pay to get to the top and it's not open yet. But
we're as high as we can get for free. It's an amazing view.
After breakfast, we headed further south to Rhône, one of the most beautiful towns in Provence.
We parked just outside Rhône, sheltered under the shade of some trees, before heading in for the evening. Our plan was to find a bar for a drink after exploring the town. Unfortunately, everything was quite busy, but we did manage to find quite a fancy hotel's bar. We treated ourselves to a nice bottle of wine with the most amazing view of the trip.
From Rhône, we headed down to Aix-en-Provence and stayed for one night to watch my sibling present their art exhibition. The next day, we headed even further south to Cassis on the Mediterranean coast, and we actually booked ourselves into a campsite because it was so hot we wanted access to water to take regular showers. We managed to get some swims in and spend some time on the beach, but honestly, we didn't get much content because we were just trying to survive the heat. We also went to Marseille for one day to meet up with my sibling and discover the city. We had some great vegan food at a restaurant called Mariposas.
After Cassis, we headed onto Île-sur-la-Sorgue. Île-sur-la-Sorgue has an amazing river that runs right through the centre of it with crystal clear water. It's known for its antique shops, so we spent the afternoon exploring them all and shading from the sun. But unfortunately, everything was too big for the van. That evening, we sat by the riverside, dipping our toes in, whilst we ate a fresh salad. We weren't too far from a spot you could swim, so we went further upstream and had a nice dip and cooled off for the evening.
It's freezing. Hang on. Careful, it's really slippery. Right. It's actually freezing cold. It's been 40 degrees, about 38 today. So we're taking a dip.
The water is fast prepared.
It's been like 38 degrees today, so we sought refuge in a coffee shop to work, and now we're in the river, which is absolutely beautiful. It's so clear. In fact, you can't swim in a lot of it. This is the only bit that you can swim in to maintain the purity of it. It is so cold. I think it's colder than the sea in England, but it is lovely. It's cooling us down.
The next morning, we went for a run before it got too hot, picking ourselves up some fresh croissants for breakfast before heading back to the swim spot for a morning swim.
Alex's parents came to meet us all the way from England in Île-sur-la-Sorgue, and we spent a lovely few days with them exploring Châteauneuf-du-Pape and its surroundings. We then drove up to Lyon, where we met up with my parents who live there. Join us for the next episode as we drive up to Switzerland to meet with our friend Josh.